Gizelle and Robyn don't like me. Gizelle and Robyn don't like me. And I'm a grown-ass woman who likes to keep up mess, and I have children. Okay. What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. I'm coming here a little bit earlier than usual to give you my Real Housewives of Potomac take for this week's episode of Open House and Closed Doors. Robyn had an open house, and Ashley and her folk got the door closed on them by her sperm donor. Let's just call a thing a thing. Ashley, your daddy is not your daddy, honey. He's a sperm donor. And quite frankly, it sounds like he's not interested in letting the world know who he is and that he has a black daughter. Speaking of which, he lives in my neighborhood in Smyrna, Georgia. Girl, you want me to go by there? Give me the address. I'll go by there and talk to him. I'll be like, look here. Your daughter said you want to see him. I like Uncle Jim, though. He's like, y'all need to get your asses off this goddamn problem. He might come out here and start shooting everybody. He didn't say that, but that was implied, okay? But before we go deep into Ashley's traumas, let's get through some of the more minor storylines. Now, it would seem to me that during the taping, Monique was taking a break from a lot of the festivities that were going on with the ladies because, you know, her pregnancy, this third pregnancy, has been a little bit of a struggle for her. Like at 8 months, no, at 7 months, she's already ready to go ahead and just give birth. So I found it interesting that they tried to do a family CPR class. Yeah, Monique and Chris, them children, they are very, very cute, but they are very much out of control. Now, I can tell on several occasions that Chris has wanted to take a whooping to the backside, especially Junior. But he has restrained himself as the cameras are rolling. And some people don't understand that in most traditional black homes, a little whooping ain't killed nobody. It reminds us what pain feels like and why if we get our hands caught in the cookie jar, we will remember that pain. Okay, so we won't do it again. But I could tell that the CPR lady was like, you ain't gonna tell them to sit down. This is disrespectful. Oh, well, I get camera time. Who cares? So it was cute for what it was, but the children just were wilding out. Now, Candace and her mother and her sister, some people kept saying it's her stepsister, but it's not Candace's stepsister. That is her sister. That is the sister that she has between her mother and stepfather. Okay, she's 10 years younger than Candace and got more sense than all of them combined, quite frankly. It's sad when a 22-year-old can outdo you, but I've seen it before. When I was doing Big Brothers, Big Sisters, I had my little sister had an older sister that was also in the program that had another big. My baby was way more astute to things that were going on. She was like 9 and her sister was like 14. It was hilarious because she was the boss of her sister. And that's kind of how I see Candace and her sister. I forgot what the sister's name is, but they go to a winery and all their finery and matching furs of different variations made from the same chinchilla or bear cloth. I don't know. You know what? I just thought about what Dorothy and Candace and her sister looked like when they walked up. Y'all remember that scene on Brown Sugar? The girl is mine. She's mine. We the hip hop Dalmatians. I was like, what in the Corella DeVille? And with them highlights Miss Dorothy had, baby, it was very Corella DeVille-ish. But, honey, you couldn't tell Miss Dorothy that she was not a diva and she was not working it, okay? I was like, baby, that unit or that bundle that's on your head, baby, it looked like, what's them dog color called? Brindle. Look like brindle hair. I mean, the highlights, there is something called chunking. When done right, it's done right. That ain't cute. Y'all need to stop that. And then Candace's sister, She's a pretty girl, and both girls look just like their mama, but that part in the middle, I was confused. Okay, y'all take a look at it. And then of course Candace, it didn't look too bad, but I mean, y'all sell them bundles. Y'all need to come. Y'all need me to come and help y'all. I'm gonna help y'all out. Okay, I'm gonna come help y'all because I love hair. I love hair. Y'all see I'm wearing my purple wigs. This is one of my favorite wigs. I need to order another one. If somebody wants to help Diva order another wig, CashApp me Diva 1977. Either way, they have a conversation at the winery, and her sister brings up the fact that both of them have been in therapy, and of course Miss Dorothy's like, honey, I don't need to go to therapy. I know me. I just went for Candace. I was like, Gertrude, if your ass don't stop, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And so the sister immediately became bored and was like, you know what? I already know where this is going. I'm good. And I was like, Candace, how come you can't shut your mama down like your sister do? You just be letting her bully your ass. So I couldn't understand them in them struggle bundles. It was hard to follow the conversation with the struggle bundles. But what I will say is that the whole time Candace was sitting there droning on about Monique's text messages, her mama was eating out her plate. She was just like, let me get something else. I was like, I guess she must know Candace really wasn't going to sit there and eat that. Plus, maybe she felt like since Candace had expressed the fact that she was gaining some newlywed pounds, that what does she need to eat all the prosciutto for? Now, Dorothy did give her some good advice. Now this is where I said, okay, Dorothy, you have redeemed yourself. Because here's the thing about therapists, doctors, everybody. A lot of people can give you great advice. They just can't take it for themselves. That does not mean that they are bad people and that they are not good at their profession. So Dorothy, aka Gertrude, told her that, if you think that your relationship with Monique is worth saving, then you should sit down and talk to her. I'm with you, Dorothy. Any relationship worth saving is worth sitting down and talking about. That is the problem a lot of times, why we leave a lot of things unfinished. But sometimes when people exit our lives, it is sometimes for the best. But I think that Monique has not steered Candace wrong. And I think that Candace and Monique do have a friendship, sisterhood that is salvageable. They just going to have to get past the Gizelle and Ashley mess, because Gizelle and Ashley are messy and destructive. Karen and her sister, we'll talk about Karen and her sister, Karen and the perfume bottles. So Karen and her sister are riding around and getting it on the streets of DC, and Karen's, I ain't broke, bitch, Jaguar. Okay, remember she got that last season when she didn't want people to think that her and Ray were totally broke. Okay, we don't know if it's a lease or she bought it outright or paid cash. We don't know. But her and her sister ride around to get it, and Karen, you can tell, has taken complete ownership of her daddy. And it would seem to me that her sister was more of a mama's girl and she was a daddy's girl. Also, I noticed that she was saying that, I owe my sister Bridget everything because she took care of mom and dad while they were sick, and I was able to live out my dreams. And, it can't be easy trying to be a caregiver and taping for a reality series. And I'm sure Karen kicked down something to help with like night nurses or whatever. But I commend Karen for thanking her sister publicly for that. It's not easy caring for people who have dementia and Alzheimer's. It's just not. And it's hard and it's sad to watch. My cousin never knew this, but her mom, when she was suffering, I couldn't. I loved my aunt dearly, and I hated to see her before the decline got really, really bad. I remember going home and crying at my brother's college graduation, after my brother's college graduation celebration, because I knew that my aunt was in complete decline. She kept asking me repeatedly, when was I going to graduate from law school? And the sad part about it was she was there when I graduated, cheering, one of the loudest people in the audience. And she was always there for every milestone or celebration that I had, helping in the kitchen and doing everything. So thank you, Bridget, for helping Karen live out her dreams. As I'll say thank you too, because I know it wasn't an easy task. And we already know that dealing with a sick loved one is difficult, as we kind of have seen a breakdown and meltdown with Nene on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I don't know if Nene was already over Greg, or is just a selfish individual, or truly does not know how to handle a time of crises, or if she was just putting on for the cameras. But either way, it ain't easy filming for reality. But let me digress. So they go and they do a balloon release. My only concern is, are these biodegradable balloons? Because that's littering, Karen. No, I'm just playing. But they release some white balloons, and they put the obituaries inside of the Bible, and it's never see you late, see you or bye. It's always see you soon. Which is interesting that they said that, because I will never forget years ago when Aaliyah died. The week that she died, she came to visit me in my dreams, and we hung out that entire dream sequence, having us a good little time. And she said, well, I'll see you soon. I said, no, but not too soon. Okay, but not too soon. So, oh, Aaliyah. But either way, so that's Karen. Then Karen has a friend come over that I don't think we've ever seen her before, or maybe we have. Maybe she's been at an event kind of quietly hanging in the background. But she comes over to show the new design for the perfume bottles for La Dame and all of that. And she said, Karen was like, you really want people around you that want you to win. And one of my sorority sisters recently shared, and I may have shared this with you all who have seen my reviews in the past for whatever show, but I don't want anyone around me that sees my success as competition. In other words, we don't want anyone that's envious of the things that we are trying to do and accomplish in life. I sincerely cheer for my friends. I'm cheering for Karen and this product. But quite frankly, I think it was Alex Rogers that brought up a great point. Not a lot of people can pull off blonde hair. There are certain people that wear blonde hair that have no business wearing blonde whatsoever. And Karen does a great job. Now, the only snafu I've seen with Karen's wigs was that braided down, questionable piece. I don't know what she was grieving. So we'll just let her have that. Maybe, her grief blinded her from that stuff on top of her head when they were in New Orleans. But she might want to go ahead. I remember at one point she was exploring the possibility of doing wigs. But Alex Rogers, I think it was Alex Rogers or Funky Dineva, somebody was saying that they probably should consider Karen should consider putting out a line of blonde wigs. Maybe she can call them Blonde by Ambition or something. I don't know. But I would look into that, Karen. That's my 2 cents and other bloggers' 2 cents. Keep in mind, y'all, I love giving credit where credit is due. So I don't remember if it was Alex Rogers or Funky Dineva, but I think that would be a strategic business move from perfume and hair. It's beauty. Let's go into a more serious subject matter. Let's go into Ashley. Now, when we left off in the last episode, Ashley and her family, her dad's biological sister and her husband, her uncle, and mother all made it down to Smyrna, Georgia to knock on the door with flashing lights and Bravo cameras to ambush her sperm donor to make him come out and talk to her and face her. Now, the man has already blocked her on Facebook. And here you come all the way down to Georgia, Kenya Moore style, with Bravo in tow to expect him to open the door. Now, for his sister, he opened the door. But when Ashley came out the corner, she was like, hi, I'm your daughter. I just want to talk to you. I don't want anything from you. Click, lights, porch light off, everything. Then they started knocking again. Child, that was a sad day. And I almost want to feel sorry for Ashley, but I feel like, you wanted closure. Maybe you could have gotten that, before you married Michael. Because if the pictures are true that I've seen online, which I'll have to go back and search my timeline for them on Twitter, somebody posted pictures of who they think Ashley's daddy is, and he looked just like Michael. To me, Ashley is always going to be in search of that father figure that may never come. I think it's unfortunate. And maybe because I was raised with knowing who my father was and my mother. But Sometimes I always just go back to that Tyler Perry play. I don't remember which play it was. I saw it in LA some years ago. But he went back to Romans 8:28. Sometimes y'all be wanting your parents in your lives, and it's probably best that they not. He could have been a sexual abuser. He could have physically abused you. You just never know. So it may have been for the best. So c'est la vie. Bonjour. But Ashley's mama had me die. She was like, he is a mean and nasty person. Asshole! I was like, Uncle Jim like, come on, get your asses off the damn porch. He gonna start shooting. But that's not what he said, but it was implied. Because I'm like, this is Georgia. Everyone's packing. Like I told y'all in last video, there are neighborhoods here in Georgia where the cops will find, oh, you just moved into a neighborhood. Do you have a gun? No. Well, you can borrow one of ours. It's like, okay. So yeah, y'all get your asses on. Sheila, they told her, that she has a really good heart, and, you may look like him, but you don't have, he didn't give you the heart. And Ashley's like, you gave me your heart, loving and caring. I don't know what to make of Ashley's situation, but what I do know is that somebody been keeping secrets and telling lies, and Sheila needs to go ahead and fess up about the truth about Ashley's father, because there is something there that she ain't told her. Because think about it. When Ashley went on Facebook and sent her father this note, he blocked her, but he never blocked her mom. So that's suspect to me. So Sheila, go ahead and tell your daughter the truth about her father. And for all we know, y'all, this is reality TV. Everyone's chasing a storyline. Ashley may have known this was coming for some time. And I still give her a side eye, because you have enough money and time to where you could have visited your Aunt Sheila and Uncle Jim and stayed in better contact with them. And it's not 12, 13 years later that you were meeting up with them to help you orchestrate an ambush of your father. But like I said, Ashley, I want to sympathize with her, but I'm just like... And then when she got home to Michael, I was just looking at Michael like, really, Michael? And he had a smirk on his face. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but I felt like he was smirking, because she was telling him it was just really sad he rejected me. And he was like, well, why don't you get on the door again? And I'm just like, why was she not going to do it again? He probably going to start shooting. Did you want her to die? You got a good life insurance policy on her? So I was like, Michael, I just can't take you seriously, but whatever. And speaking of Ashley, she was on Watch What Happens Live this week. Andy cut right to the chase. He talking about, ooh, I'm glad to see you out of that confessional week. Oh, shit. I know, I was starting to look like my mom. And I was like, girl, I don't think, even though Miss Sheila hair don't ever be together, but damn, I ain't never seen her look that bad by the head. Okay, nice try, Ashley. Now, on to Robyn Dixon, creating her generational wealth and multiple streams of income. So, Robyn has been researching the possibility of starting a trucking company, buying a truck, hiring a driver. I said that myself personally. That's what a lot of people do. Buy you a truck, get a driver, get contracts, get money. So she invites Gizelle to come along. And, a lot of people were like hating, like, oh my God, Robyn is just all over the place doing everything. I'm like, there's more to life than just selling beauty products and creating a fashion line and selling t-shirts. We have to diversify our streams of income. I'm looking into a couple of things too, from real estate to hell, bedroom candy. If I could get my own line started, that would be great. Because there was a lawyer years ago who said she made more money selling adult novelties than she did practicing law. So, hey, I'm just saying, it's okay. And I know that some people are like, well, Robyn did make a bad decision with the family money. She's learned her lesson. Let's move on from that. So Gizelle comes, and Robyn makes mention of the fact that she's in the discovery phase, and that's when Gizelle goes into confessional time about, well, you know how the discovering phase can go on, and you will never see anything. And she was throwing shade at Karen. And I was like, what does Karen's discovery phase have to do with Robyn, doing an exploratory phase her own self, is discovering, can you do this? Can you pull it off? And what does it take? Needless to say, the scene itself was fun. The ladies looked like they were having fun, and Robyn looked very cool behind the wheel. So more power to you, Robyn, for showing people that there's more than one way to skin a cat, as the old folks say in down south. But either way, Gizelle LaDame is in stores. And like I was thinking to myself, I was like, I don't know why you're not more focused on Every Hue. Which, by the way, is in Target, y'all. Some of it is in Target. Oh, and back to Ashley real quick. I really wonder why he doesn't talk to his sister. Is it because the sister is supportive of Ashley? I mean, some suspect with that. Now we're down to the last critical element of this episode, which is the open house. So at the time of filming, it had been about 8 or 9 months that Robyn and her mother had gone on the endeavor of rehabbing a home and putting it up for sale. It appears as if they're going to make about a $50,000 profit. Hey, profit is profit. You can flip that, buy another investment property, fix it up, and go from there. So basically, everybody was like, oh my God, Robyn, look at this. Oh my God, this is hideous. Well, she saw a diamond in the rough and made it pretty. I think the house is great. It could be a great starter home for a small family. And so it was really nice. Hell, I was like, I want to move in. And the friend that she used to stage it did a great job staging it to make it appealing. I'm like, can we keep the furniture? I'll just keep what you all have here. So people are coming in. Real estate agents are coming in with buyers. It's just a real good celebratory time. Karen is so crazy. Karen said, I was just outside and somebody tried to sell me Gunji. I was like, Gunji, Karen, you mean chronic weed Buddha, baby? I said, Lord have mercy. Y'all act like the neighborhood is just like one of the rough ones, but apparently it might be up and coming. When Ashley comes, she has a conversation with Robyn, and despite their differences and the things that they go through, what Robyn said was so encouraging to Ashley. I hope Ashley received it, that it's okay if your father doesn't receive. You have so much other things going on in your life. You have so many other people who love and care about you. So just know it's not you, it's him. And I thought that was very nice. You can't blame yourself for the actions of others. You can't. So this is the calm before the storm. Peace be still. Oh no, not with Cyclone Gizelle coming through the door. Coming in like kicking the doorway, in the 4-4. All you heard was, Papa, don't hit me no more. Oh my God. Gizelle comes in greeting people, and then Monique tries to hug her or something, and she's like, oh, you're gonna try to hug me? But you were just saying Gizelle and Robyn don't like me. Gizelle and Robyn don't like me. How many times are we gonna do this? Every year? Oh my God. And I'm just like, Monique was like, really, Gizelle, can we like celebrate Robyn for like 5 minutes? I mean, can she have her time? Robyn was looking like, what is going on? And that's when, Robyn, you should have took Gizelle outside and told her, we not doing this. This is business. You fucking with my money. And so they ended up going into the living room. It's an open floor plan. People in the kitchen can hear all of this. Robyn is like, why are y'all rehashing all this old shit? Because what it came down to is the fact that it had gotten back to Gizelle, of course, from Ashley, that Monique feels like Robyn and Gizelle don't like her, but what she said was she feels like they minimize things that she goes through just because she is wealthy and comfortable. It doesn't mean that her life does not come with struggles. And that's true. Everyone knows more money, more problems, right? And so Ashley basically said, I didn't think that she was saying that you hated her. She was just being expressive about, her feelings towards the matter and y'all's attitudes. Candace comes in. Candace looked good, honey. She looked good. Although that confessional look, I don't know if y'all been paying attention with the red eye, looked like a red-eyed raccoon. I was like, first it was the white thing inside of the girl. But either way, when she came through the door, she looked like, honey, I'm ready to turn up and turn out for this open house. Of course, she was, oh my God, I was in traffic for 2 hours. Girl, try living in LA. That's all I'm going to say. When people complain about traffic here in Atlanta, I just be looking at them like, this is nothing compared to traffic in LA. So Candace gets pulled into it, and she's like, Monique, okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's talk about you showing the text messages to Ashley. So I did, because I wanted her to see what it is that I had done. We all had our little key moments, but nothing like you. Then Candace was like, well, I feel like Ashley is using me to climb to Monique. And basically, Candace feels like Ashley is going to take her place in Monique's heart, basically, is what it sounds like. A little bit of jealous, schoolgirl angst, whatever. On top of that, she doesn't understand how Monique can forgive Ashley for the things that she did to her last season. Well, here's the thing. As we mature and get older, things like that, if people say that they're sorry, you accept their apology and move on. That's called growth. That's maturity. That's how we get along to go along. And that's what grown people do. And as you get older, you might learn to apply that same principle. But somebody said something to Candace. I think it was Ashley, and Monique or Ashley said to Candace something about her being rubbed. She says, oh no, honey, I'm not rubbed. I am moisturized and I am fine. Then Gizelle was in there talking about, my memory is clear. I'm not the one that's pregnant. My memory is on fleek. And I'm like, who still says I'm not on fleek? Like, I didn't say it when it came out. I still think it's a stupid term. I hate it. Just like I hate when people say things like beat face, because I know where it comes from and I kind of just don't like using it. So, but I will never forget when they showed Karen's face when Gizelle hit the door. Karen was standing up there looking like Miranda Priestley. It's an Amanda Priestley, whichever one from Devil Wears Prada. She was like, oh dear, here comes the train wreck. She's right on time as always. And the whole time Ashley and Candace were going back and forth, you could tell Gizelle, the bone carrier, was relishing in it, which I'm like, how adultish is that? But Karen did call Ashley out and kept asking her, like, why would you go back to Gizelle and tell her all of this? Like, I call foul on that. But I'm like, that's what her and Gizelle do. They just like to keep up mess. And of course, everyone's going to take it back to Gizelle so that the queen of mess can disseminate it to everyone and cause chaos and disorder. And it seems like when they're in Cayman's next week's episode, it just all comes to a head and just blows. And like Karen is like, I don't want to be in a room with her. Candace was like, the white people are starting to stop and stare in this lobby. I'm just like, I think, because Karen really is just over Gizelle. And I think she finally is seeing Gizelle for who she is. Like, they may have been friends for years, but this friendship is not sustainable thanks to this show and the things that they show, how the ugly side of people can come out. Katie, gets her, feelings hurt, and may possibly have left the show, left the island, and she's not even coming to the reunion, allegedly. I hope that she does. I hope they were teasing us with that. Oh, and thanks to Gizelle, the buyer that showed up, Daniel, he walked right out the door during all the drama and chaos. And she was like, did the buyer leave? And Juan was standing there eating something and was like, he gone. Like, Juan didn't even care. He was like, I'm about to fuck together at this point. As for the reunion looks, they are quite disturbing. Reminds me of a scene from A Different World. That Thanksgiving or Christmas when Jasmine, Guy, and Dwayne got robbed and she needed a nice dress for when her mother came and she used drapery. That's what it looked like. People were talking about Robyn's hair. I thought Robyn's hair was laid. I thought everyone's hair, from what I saw, looked good, but the dresses, I guess they asked the cast to wear all white for whatever reason, and it looked like somebody went down to Joann's and got material meant to be used for drapery. Yeah, it's really rather tragic if you think about it. But that's all I've got for this episode of Real Housewives of Potomac Open House Closed Doors. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to this channel if this is your first time here. Please give me a thumbs up and please share and disseminate this video and share with all your friends who love Real Housewives of Potomac. Again, y'all can catch me every Tuesday night on BFAM 109.6 for my internet radio show, A Diva Disturbed. I always stream live here on YouTube. In addition, don't forget about my GoFundMe campaign that I have going on. Shout out to the people that have given so far. And if you want to give right on the spot, I do have a Cash App. Diva 1977 is my Cash App. Other than that, that's all I've got. As always, I like to close out and tell everyone, chin up, buttercups. The sun will come out, I promise. And best of all, stay fabulous, darling.